Nunchaku.
Sorry, wrong sticks.
Nunchaku.
Nunchaku.
The insanely lightweight steel training chucks. Slightly heavier pine ones, also for training because they're quite brittle. These are made from a light hardwood, but it's still quite weighty, so I drilled some holes in it to make it lighter. They're still pretty strong, you can actually crack stuff with them. You know, I used to swear by these when I first started Nunchaku. I thought these were the best chucks, but actually they're too short now, like, I think, and they're not well balanced and stuff. But these are rattan ones that you can buy pretty much anywhere online. These are some absolutely deadly chucks that I ordered from Playwell Martial Arts. Big, heavy wood, octagonal, scary things. And finally, my new experiment, the long chain thingamajig. Don't know what it is, but yeah, very lightweight, very fast. Don't know how much damage it can actually do. So we'll start with the foam ones. These are your typical eBay foam Nunchaku, £5.99, held together with string. Ridiculously light. Start with the foam ones because if anybody on here is like new to Nunchaku, then you definitely want to be starting with these, like at least for the first few days anyway, you know. If you want to get started, buy yourself some of these. They're like a £5 on eBay. They feel awkward after a while, but good for practicing. Absolutely light as heck. Really short range on them. Terrible in sparring, as you can see from this.
I should have gone. I had an opening then. I could have got you. You hit me on the arms. Oh.
That nearly hit my finger.
Sorry.
You can't get anywhere near somebody who's got a staff. Somebody's got a sword, somebody's got pretty much anything other than these. You can't really get near them. So yeah, it's interesting trying these in sparring. But yeah, they are super light. We're looking at throwing them away. These are some that I made out of just a really lightweight metal tube. It was actually a broom handle. These are too light again, so weak that like I've already dented them several times when I've been doing double Nunchaku and I hit these with the wooden ones. These don't stand a chance. So you can see I put plastic tubing on the end because they were so sharp when I cut them. But yeah, what you got here is just literally a cable tie. You just drill 2 holes in the side of this, run the cable tie through. I think I put something around it to stop it cutting it because it's that sharp. And then yeah, you just tape your cable tie around the outside like that with your chain in it. It's quite simple, but it's the quickest, easiest way to make Nunchaku. There's no ball bearing, so you don't get the smooth like rotation that you get with the ball bearing ones that you buy. But personally, I quite like that. I quite like the way it just clicks and yeah, clicking. It feels raw, you know, like. Now when I go back to these ball bearing attachment ones, like I just find they're too smooth. Like it's just like silence, absolutely smooth. Problem with these ball bearing attachments is they're quite heavy. There's a lot of weight in here with all the ball bearings and all the other metal parts, and you've got really chunky metal chains. Like whenever you buy these on like normal sites, you know, often the chain's too long, but if not, it's so thick. I mean, you just don't need that kind of strength for the weight of what's on there. This is only rattan. This is a quite light material, you know. What you basically get is you've got a light material on here, but you've got heavy in the middle. That's kind of the opposite of what you want, really. You want the weight on the outside. If anything, you'd like a taper so that you got more weight here to get a good balance, you know. So they're not that well balanced. I don't really like them that much. And after using the homemade ones, to be honest, they feel horrible. They're just too unbalanced, heavy in all the wrong places, light in the wrong places, too smooth. Yeah, I used to like them, but I don't like them anymore. So we'll get rid of them. Then you've got the oak. Well, I assume it's oak. I don't actually know what these are, but they're really heavy, really chunky, octagonal, really nasty if you hit yourself. Very shiny, too short again, in my opinion. Traditional Nunchaku are just too short. Like, I mean, the ones that you buy, like, what's the range on that? Like just over a foot and a half. What are you gonna do with that? You know, like someone comes at you with a flipping staff or a sword, or comes at you with a baseball bat. You can't even So like for me, these are too heavy. Like I think with Nunchaku, they're not a good weapon, don't have a good range. If you want to give yourself an advantage, you got to optimize these things because otherwise they're just shit. So in order to optimize them, you're gonna have to make them longer. They'll be a little bit lighter, more balanced, because otherwise you're not gonna be able to move them quick. I mean, I can move these all right, but you know, they're just too heavy, man. I just don't like them, man. So there we go, that's the heavy oak or heavy hardwood. So yeah, I kind of developed like a shoulder injury over a few years of sitting on the computer, like with the mouse and stuff. I've been like taking a rest for ages, anti-inflammatories, stretching. Stretches are helping a lot. If you have any problems with shoulders or back or anything like that, stretches are the way. Basically, I made these things because they're really light, and I just wanted something that I can use to try and warm up again, get back used to swinging them again before I hurt myself. So I made these. They're really light, too light. You couldn't actually do any damage with them really. I mean, you could hit someone once, you probably put a hole in their head, possibly slice a hole in the skin, and then they'd probably snap in half, and that'd be the last time you attacked anything with these. But they are pretty, they're quite responsive, so they are a lot of fun. But you know, realistically they're just let me try it again. Yeah, realistically they're just training tool. They're not really a weapon, not really a nunchaku. But when you look at how long they are, the reach on them's a lot better. So what we got here is an upgrade and a downgrade because they're too light, but they are nice and long. And to me, this kind of chain attachment is simple, easy to make, and it's so much more balanced. Yeah, it's rough. And yeah, it's clunky, but I like it. Bearing in mind though that if you do like this ball bearing attachment for its smoothness and stuff and fluid, smooth flow, extra weight in the wrong place and unbalance everything. If you do want to make these, that's easy enough. If you want to, like, you know, you can easily cut a piece of wood. You just chop a little nick out of it all the way around, make it thinner here so it fits inside. A couple of rivets or screws through, a load of tape around it. Simple to do. You can buy these, you can buy some of those foam nunchaku, which ironically, even though they're totally light and absolutely not a weapon at all, the chain in them and the ball bearing attachment is exactly the same as the ones that you find on oak ones. So you can buy a cheap pair of foamies off eBay, take off the chain attachment and put it on some sticks if that's what you want to do. But personally, I would recommend just literally just fixing a chain on the end because it's just so much better. So yeah, that's enough for them. Yeah, these are like some slightly heavier ones. Drilled holes in them to make them a bit lighter, but they're still pretty heavy. Whips on the end to make a nice sound. Get like a small version of the old Bruce Lee sandwich. A lot quieter, like. Yeah, these are a bit better weight. No ball bearing, just the cable tie, hole drilled through it. Cable tie put through, chain linked on, a few jinglies to make life happy. That's it. Keep dropping them today, like. A chain length's totally up to you. Some people prefer like a short chain. Well, short chains are good for hand rolls and like all that kind of flow arts kind of nunchaku stuff. If you want a longer chain, if you want to swing them around a lot more, but if you make the chain really long, you know, it's a different story then. It's not really a nunchaku, more like a chain whip, you know. I think you've already seen my video on that, so yeah. Chain length's another thing to consider. Chain, if you want to do hand rolls, it's got to be short. Yeah, this kind of thing is kind of fun, so you can experiment, but don't hit yourself. This wood is a good solid hardwood from B&Q. Same type of attachment again. Took me 5 minutes to make. Hell of a lot of fun. But admittedly, out of all the nunchaku that I've made, I've never made any that are as good quality as my 3-section staff. Like, with all my staffs, I've gone to the effort of actually finding a natural hazel or willow branch and shaving it myself, making it. Now this 3-section staff actually does have the ball bearing attachments because with the 3-section staff there's a lot more wood, so the weight balance thing's not such an issue. But you know what? I think I might make a 3-section staff that doesn't have ball bearing attachment. So yeah, this is natural wood. It was fresh from a tree, so it's so much more, it's just strong, it's not brittle. You can whack it off trees, whack it off stumps. You could whack it off anything, it doesn't snap within reason. And it's just been oiled. I just oiled it with plenty of just kitchen oil, and soaked all that up, and it's kept its moisture, a little bit of flexibility. That's pretty strong. If you do have a few trees in your garden with some straight sticks on them, might be worth trying to get something like this. It's been a long time since I've used this. I'm a little bit rusty. Right guys, well, it's pissing it down now, so it's been fun. Thanks for watching. I hope it's been useful. If you have any questions, just stick them in the comments. Yeah, have a great day.